You wake up with the same 24 hours as everyone else. Not just anyone, the same 24 hours as millionaires, entrepreneurs, athletes, creators, and people who turn nothing into everything. So here's the uncomfortable question. Why are you still broke? It's not your city. It's not your background. It's not your past. Because in America today, people are building businesses from their bedrooms, making money from their phones, changing their entire lives in a single year. And you're still waiting. Waiting for the right time. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting for motivation to magically show up. But let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. You don't have a money problem. You have a decision problem. Every single day, you're given 24 hours. And every single day, you spend them like you're rich in time. Scrolling, watching, delaying, procrastinating. You act like tomorrow is guaranteed. It's not. Somebody out there woke up today with the same 24 hours and decided to go all in. They made the call you were scared to make. They started the business you've been thinking about for years. They worked while you rested. They stayed focused while you got distracted. And slowly, silently, they're winning. While you're stuck asking, why not me? Let's be real for a second. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your friends. Not your family. Not the government. Not luck. Your life will not change until you change how you use your time. Because time is the only currency that matters in the beginning. You don't need money to start. You need discipline. You don't need connections. You need consistency. You don't need perfect conditions. You need to move, even when it's uncomfortable. Look at your last 24 hours. Be honest. How many hours did you waste? How much time went into things that brought you zero return? Netflix, social media, pointless conversations, complaining about life instead of fixing it. Now imagine this. What if you took just 4 of those hours and invested them into something that actually builds your future? Learning a high-income skill, starting a side hustle, improving your mindset, working on your body, building discipline, 4 hours a day. That's it. Do that for 6 months, and your life won't even look the same. But most people won't do it. You know why? Because it's easier to stay comfortable than to face the truth. And the truth is, being broke is hard. But building something is also hard. The difference? One keeps you stuck. The other sets you free. Right now, you're choosing your hard. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, you're making a decision. Every time you scroll instead of work, you're making a decision. Every time you avoid discomfort, you're making a decision. And those decisions are building your future, not your dreams, your actions. You say you want success, but your habits say otherwise. You say you want money, but your time is spent like you already have it. You say you want a different life, but you repeat the same day over and over again. That's not bad luck. That's a pattern. And patterns don't change until you do. Let me tell you something powerful. You are one decision away from changing everything. 1, not 10, not 100. One decision to stop wasting time. One decision to take yourself seriously. One decision to do what others won't. Because the moment you decide, I'm done being average. I'm done making excuses. I'm done wasting my life. That's when everything shifts. But understand this. That decision means nothing without action. Motivation is temporary. Feelings fade. Energy comes and goes. But discipline stays. Discipline is waking up and working when you don't feel like it. Discipline is staying focused when distractions are everywhere. Discipline is choosing growth over comfort every single time. And that's what separates people who stay broke from people who build wealth. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's how they use their 24 hours. Because at the end of the day, time doesn't care about your excuses. Time doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Time keeps moving whether you do something with it or not. So ask yourself, what are you doing with yours? Are you building something, or are you just passing time? Because one day, you're going to wake up and years will have passed. And you'll either say, I'm glad I started, or I wish I did. And trust me, regret hits harder than failure ever will. Failure teaches you. Failure grows you. Failure pushes you forward. But regret? Regret haunts you. It reminds you of what you could have been if you had just used your time differently. So here's your reality check. You don't need more time. You need better priorities. You don't need motivation. You need discipline. You don't need luck. You need to start. Right now. Not later. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. Because someone out there is already doing what you keep delaying. And every day you wait, they get ahead. You keep telling yourself you'll change your life. But let me ask you something. How many times have you said that before? How many Mondays? How many new beginnings? How many moments where you felt fired up only to fall back into the same routine? That's the cycle. Motivation hits you like a wave. You feel unstoppable for a moment, and then reality comes in and you quit. Not because you're weak, but because you never built systems. You only relied on feelings. And feelings are unreliable. The truth is, the version of you that feels motivated right now, that version won't always be there. But the version of you that chooses discipline, that version becomes permanent. Right now, you're stuck between two lives. The life you're living and the life you keep imagining. And the only thing separating those two lives is how you use your time when nobody is watching. Because, let's be honest, when people are watching, you can act productive. You can look busy. You can pretend you're working on something important. But when you're alone, that's who you really are. That's where your future is decided. Late nights, early mornings, silent hours where no one is clapping for you. That's where winners are built. And right now, you're losing those hours. Not because you can't win, but because you're not taking them seriously. You treat your time like it's cheap, like you have unlimited chances. Like life is going to give you endless opportunities to figure it out. But it won't. Time is expensive. And every hour you waste is a payment you'll feel later. You might not notice it today. You might not feel it tomorrow. But 1 year from now, you will. Because time compounds. Just like money, small efforts daily turn into massive results. But small distractions daily turn into massive regret. And right now, your habits are compounding in the wrong direction. You don't become broke overnight. You become broke through repeated days of inaction. You don't suddenly fall behind. You slowly drift there, one wasted hour at a time. And the scariest part? It feels normal. It feels comfortable. It feels like this is just how life is. But it's not. It's just how you've been living it. And that can change. But only if you stop lying to yourself. Because deep down, you already know what you need to do. You know you're wasting time. You know you're capable of more. You know you're avoiding the work. But instead of facing it, you distract yourself. You scroll to escape. You watch to forget. You delay to avoid discomfort. And every time you do that, you reinforce the same identity. The person who doesn't follow through. The person who talks more than they act. The person who dreams but never executes. And that identity? That's what's keeping you broke. Not your job, not your situation, not your environment, your identity. Because once you see yourself as someone who doesn't take action, you start proving it every single day. But here's the good news. Identity can change. Instantly, not slowly, not eventually. Right now, the moment you decide, I'm not that person anymore. That's where it starts. But again, a decision alone is not enough. Because you've made decisions before. You've promised yourself things before. And you've broken those promises. So this time, it has to be different. This time, you don't wait for motivation. You move anyway. You don't wait to feel confident. You act anyway. You don't wait for the perfect plan. You start messy. Because messy action beats perfect hesitation every single time. Look at people who are winning right now. They didn't have everything figured out. They didn't feel ready. They didn't wait for approval. They just started, and then they adjusted along the way. But you've been stuck in planning mode, thinking, overthinking, waiting for clarity, while others are gaining experience. And experience is the real advantage, not talent, not intelligence, experience. Because the more you do, the better you get. The more you try, the more you learn. The more you fail, the closer you get to success. But if you never start, you never grow. And if you never grow, you stay exactly where you are. Think about that. A year from now, you could be in a completely different place, financially, mentally, physically, but only if you start using your 24 hours differently. Because your future is not created in one big moment. It's created in small decisions, repeated daily. Do you wake up and take control of your day? Or do you let distractions control you? Do you invest time into something meaningful? Or do you waste it on things that don't matter? Do you push through discomfort? Or do you run back to what's easy? Those choices seem small, but they're not. They're everything, because they decide who you become. And right now, you're either building discipline or you're building regret. There's no in between. Every day, you're moving forward or falling behind, even if it doesn't feel like it. Because while you're standing still, someone else is moving, someone else is learning, someone else is grinding, someone else is getting better. And they're not more talented than you. They're just more consistent. They respect their time. They protect their focus. They understand that 24 hours is enough if you stop wasting it. So the question is, when are you going to take control? Not think about it, not talk about it, actually do it. Because your life right now, it's a reflection of your habits. And if you don't change those habits, nothing changes. Same income, same mindset, same struggles. Different day, same story. And deep down, you don't want that. You want more freedom, more money, more control over your life. But wanting isn't enough. You have to become the person who earns it, the person who shows up daily, the person who does the work, the person who doesn't quit when it gets hard. Because it will get hard. There will be days you don't feel like it, days you doubt yourself, days you feel tired, days you feel like giving up. And in those moments, that's where your future is decided, not on your best days, on your worst ones. Because anyone can work when they feel good. But winners, they work when they don't. They show up anyway. They push anyway. They execute anyway. And that's why they win. So if you're tired of being broke, if you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're tired of watching others move ahead while you stay the same, then stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop wasting the one thing you can never get back, your time. Because you already have everything you need to start. Right here, right now. The only question left is, are you finally going to use your 24 hours or waste them again? Right now, you're standing at a line most people never even notice. On one side, the life you keep living. On the other, the life you keep talking about. And what separates them? Not talent, not money, not luck. Action. Simple, consistent, uncomfortable action. But here's where most people fail. They think success comes from big moves, a huge breakthrough, a life-changing idea, a perfect opportunity. That's a lie. Success is built in the small moments you usually ignore. Waking up when you said you would, working when you don't feel like it, saying no to distractions, doing the boring work again and again. That's what builds momentum. And momentum, that's what changes everything. Because once you start moving, really moving, things begin to shift. You think clearer. You feel stronger. You gain confidence. Not because life got easier, but because you got better. And that's the part nobody talks about. You're waiting for life to change, but life is waiting for you to change. Right now, your habits are perfectly designed to keep you where you are. Think about that. Your daily routine, your mindset, your actions, they are producing your current results. So if you're broke, it's not random. It's a pattern. And patterns only break when behavior changes, not intentions, not goals. Behavior, because you can set goals all day. I want to make more money. I want to be successful. I want to change my life. But if your actions don't match those words, nothing happens. And deep down, you know that. That's why it frustrates you. That's why you feel stuck. Because you can see the potential, but you're not acting on it. And potential without action? That's just wasted opportunity. Let me be direct with you. No one is coming to push you. No one is going to wake you up every day and tell you to work. No one is going to force you to stay disciplined. That's your job. And until you take full responsibility, nothing changes. The moment you stop blaming your situation, that's the moment you take your power back. Because now it's on you. And that's a good thing. Because if it's on you, it means you can fix it. But only if you're honest. Honest about your habits. Honest about your discipline. Honest about how you spend your time. Because excuses feel good in the moment, but they destroy your future. Every excuse you make is a reason your life stays the same. I'm tired. I'll do it later. I need more time. I'm not ready. Those words, they're keeping you broke, not your circumstances, your mindset. And if you don't change that, you'll still be in the same place next year. Same struggles, same stress, same frustration. Different year, same life. But imagine the opposite. Imagine you decide today, no more excuses, no more delays, no more wasting hours on things that don't matter. You take control of your mornings. You focus during your work hours. You invest time into something that actually builds your future. Day by day, it won't feel like much. You won't see instant results. You won't become successful overnight. But slowly, things start improving. You become sharper, more disciplined, more focused. And then one day, you look back and realize you're not the same person anymore. That's how change happens. Not in one big moment, but in small decisions stacked daily. So stop looking for a shortcut. There isn't one. Stop waiting for motivation. It won't last. Stop hoping life will magically get better. It won't. You have to build it with your time, with your effort, with your discipline. Because at the end of the day, you still have 24 hours. The same 24 hours you had yesterday. The same 24 hours successful people are using right now. The difference? They're not wasting it. So ask yourself one last time, what are you going to do with yours? This is it. No more speeches. No more motivation. No more waiting for the perfect moment. Because the truth is, there is no perfect moment. There is only now. Right now. While you're listening to this, your life is moving forward. Seconds are passing. Minutes are gone. Time is being spent, whether you use it or waste it. And that's the reality most people ignore. They think they have time. But time is the one thing you're constantly losing. You can make more money. You can build new opportunities. You can recover from failure. But you can never get your time back. Never. So every hour you waste is gone forever. And one day, you're going to feel that. Not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But eventually it hits you. When you see others living the life you wanted. When you realize years have passed and nothing changed. When regret starts asking you questions you can't answer. What if you started earlier? What if you stayed consistent? What if you took yourself seriously? That's a painful place to be. And the worst part? You'll know it was avoidable. Because deep down, you always knew what you needed to do. You just didn't do it. So, let this be the moment you change that. Not later. Not after one more video. Not after one more scroll. Now, decide that your time matters. Decide that your life is worth the effort. Decide that you're done being the person who talks, but never acts. Because nothing changes until you do. No miracle is coming. No opportunity is going to fall into your lap. You have to create it with your focus, with your discipline, with your actions every single day. And yes, it's going to be hard. There will be days you feel tired, days you doubt yourself, days where everything in you wants to quit. But that's where most people stop. And that's exactly why they never get ahead. So if you want a different life, you have to do what others won't. Work when it's uncomfortable. Stay focused when distractions call you. Keep going when progress feels slow. Because success isn't about speed. It's about consistency. It's about showing up again and again until something finally breaks in your favor. And it will, but only if you don't quit. So from this moment on, respect your 24 hours. Protect your time. Use it like your life depends on it. Because it does. A year from now, you'll either thank yourself for starting today, or you'll hate yourself for delaying again. The choice is yours. It always has been. So stop asking why you're still broke and start asking a better question. What am I going to do right now to change it?